Alright, everyone. Good morning, this is Royce Miller. Come back at you with yet another unboxing. And if you can believe it, it's Friday. That's because I'm recording this the day of, so that's why it's a little late. I just got home from work, and, well, I've been saving this for a special occasion. This was supposed to be my New Year's video, but I just didn't get around to recording it in time and figured, like, well, I'll do it when the mood strikes me, and I think now's as good a time as any. Today I'm going to be unboxing HeartStrings, the Raeda fanzine that I helped edit. This was a passion project I helped with. For those who don't know, Raeda is a like ship from, oh god, now I gotta explain what ships are to older people. Okay, so a ship is when you think two characters work well romantically. You put them in a relationship. And one of the cuter phrases for it is ship it like FedEx. Anyway. So yeah, this is dedicated to two characters from a show I like called The Owl House. By Dana Terrace and many others. It's basically, so it takes a lot of inspirations from Hieronymus Bosch. It's got excellent backgrounds. Amazing voice cast. The incomparable, oh Lord, what is her name? She was in Just Shoot Me, Emperor's New Groove. Oh Lord, I hate that I can't remember who she is. It's tearing me up. Anyway, but a very famous character actress plays one of the main characters, Eda the Owl Lady. And then the other character in the ship is a amazing person named Avi Roke. I think their last name is Roke. Who is non-binary, which is an interesting thing that I'm not going to go into because I don't want to have flame wars in the comments. We're just going to tuck in and talk about it. So, why am I only showing you the back of this? Because the front of it has the address of my old workplace on it. Oh, okay, so now I ordered the whole kit and caboodle. They gave it to me at cost. Well, they didn't give it. They sold it to me at cost because they're awesome. Okay, that's empty. We put that there. And now the unveiling of the first thing that comes in it, a tote bag. Here the characters are as kids on our way to commit arson. That kind of shows you what kind of characters the two are. Both very troublemakers. Eda, at the start of the show, is branded as a criminal. She is called the Owl Lady. She is a infamous witch who defies the treasonous, or who commits treason against the Emperor's coven. And then you find out later that the coven system is all a scam by the Emperor because he's actually a witch hunter who wants to murder all the witches. You see, because, like, the show has an ethos. Evil is not in witches and demons. It's in corrupt and bigoted systems. And the old colonial white men who lead them. I'm not saying that's actually part of, but, like, literally, the Emperor Bellos is a witch hunter from colonial Connecticut. So yeah, there are a lot of, political implications that, again, I agree with. Most of you don't for some reason. I don't know, but we'll ignore it for now because I don't want to get yelled at. Okay, so first and foremost, of course, we have the magazine itself, which, oh my goodness, this is a graphic novel. This is a novel's worth of content. And I wish I could have done this unboxing back when orders were still open, but sadly, yeah. I love this tissue paper opening stuff. Okay. So here we have the two characters. The Ida and her beau Rain. Now, I don't want to get too into it because I don't know how comfortable Avi is talking about it, but there are a lot of theories around Rain's gender. In the show, Rain is, again, like I said, non-binary. That means they don't identify as either male or female, and very similar to their actors, to their actor. And there's some argument over to what Rain's like. I don't want to get too much into this, but like my idiot brain thinks about this stuff all the time. There's some discussion had on like what Rain's assigned gender was at birth. Was Rain assigned female like their voice actor was, or were they assigned male, or being that witches in this world are these weird like elf creatures with pointed ears and bile sacs that let them do magic, is Rain like a third gender that belongs exclusively to this species? Food for thought. Given that Dana cast the show to have voice actors who reflect their characters, I have to. I immediately jump to they were assigned female at birth, similar to their voice actor, but that's just my interpretation. Everyone's got their own interpretation. Oh Lord, this one's going to be a nightmare, isn't it? I am just going to preemptively block anything that is transphobic in the comments. And if you say something transphobic in the comments, you're a bad person and Jesus does not love you. Anyway, on the back you can see them at the end of the series. That's actually one of the advantages we had, was that we made this fanzine during the course of season 3, the final season. So this is them. So like, there's a brief epilogue at the end of the final episode where you see how their newer designs, I guess you call it. Ida lost her hand, so now she's got a hook. Rain looks awesome with their like weird like cape and, is that a corset? I don't know. Anyway. And then here you see their various like scenes of their life together, them in high school, them dating, them facing off against 2 other coven leaders, and then them in a time skip. Anyway, let's just take a look through the thing. Actually, let's find the most important part. Credits. Where are the credits? Oh, I don't want to go too much into this because, like... Here we go, okay. Okay. Oh, here we go. There I am. I picked the Joker mask because I'm kind of self-conscious about how I look. And, I didn't want to ruin this awesome book with my ugly face. And, like, yeah, they were... I'm not saying that this was their suggestion. This was my suggestion. Okay, like I don't want to be like, oh no. They were very encouraging. They're very kind people who made this book. The head moderators, who calls themselves Storm, is awesome. But let's just take a look at some of the artwork quickly. Hey. So what is a fanzine? A fanzine is basically like, it's literally a compilation of fan art and like fan fiction. Like you can see here, as I've said, this is a fantasy inspired world, but here's some stuff that's more like urban environment. I'm assuming this is them on a date in a human world because you can see your ears are covered, so it's not like an AU thing. Alternative universe, I should say. Oh Lord, I am trying to describe something that is like a fanzine is like something for people younger than me even. I mostly did it for, oh my goodness. I did not know how interesting some of the art would be. That is alluring to say the least. Ida's supposed to be a beautiful woman. And then here's some stuff of them as kids versus them as adults. And like, Ida is an old lady, but not old, but she is implied to be in her late 40s, early 50s in the show. Oh, and then here's a lovely one of them just laying in the grass. There's... Let's see if I can find the one. I actually helped name one of these, too. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. 100. Help, I'm trapped in my crush's body. So, I was a big fan of the Todd Strasser books as a kid. Most notably, Help, I'm trapped in blank. And this was an interest, and so I suggested that as the title, and they loved it. Sin Silverwind. Anyway, I think that's enough of this one for now. But it's a good piece. If it ever does somehow get back on the market, I would highly recommend looking it up. You can probably find digital copies somewhere. And now for the fun stuff, the toys. Well, toys is a weird way of saying it, but you know what I mean. The goodies, the funs, the... Okay. So... And I actually didn't pay too close attention to these things because I wanted it to be a surprise. Yeah, and plus I was just focusing on trying to edit the artwork, the stuff. Ooh. I have a very interesting piece here where it's acrylic with just their heads bouncing around in it. Them old and them young. And with some lovely star glitter and stuff. It's a nice little piece, and this cute little heart-shaped clip on the top there. And for those who are like, oh, this is girly or whatever, like, dude, put your stereotypes away. A sensitive side is good for you. Oh my goodness. Some more acrylic art. Okay, this is interesting. This one's interesting. Interesting for me because it's something I can display easily. It's got lovely artwork on both sides, and then you just slide it in here, and come on. Maybe And it's ready to go, but it's a little loose, so. But we'll put it there and maybe I'll glue it later. And finally, what's in this little packet here? Oh, it's a... Interesting. Okay, so you have this adorable sticker of Rain with Ida in her cursed form. For those who don't know, Ida is cursed. That's why she's called the Owl Lady, because she's cursed into becoming this werebeast. That's basically like a large monstrous owl. And then you have some, I forget what it's called, Major Arcana or something from the Owl House, or that's like the Owl House, it's like tarot cards basically based on the Owl House. So you have the World, which for JoJo fans is Dio Brando's signature technique, Zawarudo. Then you have the Sun, which I'm guessing is the one that most... I'm going to assume that the characters were picked for their various things based on, how they... Based on, what... Because, in... Death does not mean death in tarot. It means change. And so very similarly, I'm assuming that these arcana were picked because they amplify the characters or situations depicted in them. So Rain is the Sun. And then this lovely pick of them together is Temperance, which honestly makes a lot of sense because, it's patience. It's showing that their relationship will persist on. The Lovers, I feel like that's pretty obvious. And then the Moon. That's Ida in her harpy form, because eventually she masters her curse, and so the two forms merge into a single form, which is her harpy form. It's a weird show. It's a weird show, but I like it. I should put these in they're too big for my card book. That's the big problem with tarot cards. They're too big. They need to be small, or they need to be more closely sized to, playing cards. Because, I have a lovely little trading card book behind me that's full of stuff that I'd love to show off one day. Anyway. We have a little sticker sheet, again, showing them in their young and old age. I'm not a big fan of this because it kind of softens Ida's wrinkles a bit. I don't want to be mean to the amazing artists that volunteered their service. Because I will say, this was a non-profit magazine. None of us saw a single red cent of this, except for the finance mod, because they needed to collect all the money, and then, pay for, this stuff. Pay for, because, pay for the actual materials, and then donate the profits to the charity we picked. Which, oh Lord, now I'm trying to remember what the charity was. I feel really bad that I can't remember it right now. We have a foil little piece here that's very nice. We have some... I don't know if these are postcards or something, but they're two halves of a novel, kind of, or two halves of a thing. Because Rain's Rhapsody is something from the show. And then finally a lovely little notepad with them on it. I wonder if it's a flip book. Nope. Not unless they're just sitting there for hours reading the exact same page. But it's really good. I swear this came with pins too, but maybe not. All that's left here is a cardboard piece. But that's the HeartStrings fanzine. I was so proud to work on this. Because I don't really have much of a chance to ever express myself in anything. And while I wasn't a huge part of this, I did help. I do owe an apology because one of them, when we were asking for rough drafts to be sent in a super rough draft, and she was the first one. I think. Oh Lord, please God, don't let me misgender someone when I've been harping on about respecting people this whole time. When I was judging their work, they were the first ones who sent something in, and it was super rough, so I was really critical of it. But then everyone else had only sent in a plot synopsis. They hadn't even sent in any drafts. And then theirs ended up being kind of the linchpin of this, the thing on which the fanzine was named. So to that author, let me see if I can find it quickly. I can find them quickly. To that author, I Wooden Gold 116. I think that's it. Nope. Okay. Well, whatever. To the person who I was probably overly critical toward. That's only because I was used to judging rough drafts that were, well, because I had not judged a rough draft since high school or maybe college. I don't think we did any peer reviewing in college though. Um, and so the rough drafts were usually much more, you know, up to code. But theirs was a weird it's like they started with a rough marble sculpture and they just kept refining it and refining it until eventually they had something worthy of Michelangelo, because it was a beautiful piece. It had the title drop that, like I said, and every day I feel bad about that. I got one of those kind of guilty consciences. I got that Catholic guilt, which is weird because I was baptized Lutheran. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for today. Sorry it was so long-winded, but I do like sharing the stuff I've been a part of with you guys. And to anyone who did support the thing when I was asking for y'all to donate last spring, thank you so much for your patronage. And I do worry that people thought I was actually trying to sell it, and it's like, no, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not. This was all for charity. No, we didn't keep any profits from this. It all went to, oh Lord, what charity did it go to? It wasn't Mermaids. Was it the Trevor Project? No. I think it was named after a famous trans woman. Oh my God, I hate this. And it was meant to help black trans youths, which is a very specific thing, but one of the most famous trans people was a black trans woman, and I do believe that's the person it's named after, and I feel bad for not being able to name them right now. Anyway, you all have a good one. This is Royce Miller. I'm outie.